I just thought, huh, I like this girl. She's just saying whatever's on her mind. It's a new day in the workroom, and I really thought last week that this week was going to be it, the final episode of the season, nothing more. I don't know why I forgot that there's normally a reunion, but you know what? Daya Betty is going to be there, Jasmine Kennedy is going to be there, so it just might turn out lit, and I'm really hoping for that. And before I get into this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and go over to my Patreon. You know the process. Let's get into this week's video.
From the stage of RuPaul's Drag Race live at Flamingo, Las Vegas.
So they're taping the reunion at the theater, and I love this because it's grand, it's exciting, it's not just on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race in whatever lot they shoot it on. It feels legit when they do it this way, and I like it. Let's see what these girls are wearing.
Bring back my girl.
June Jamбalaya's look is really cute. I love this orange on her and all these silver bedazzled embellishments all around the bust and the arms. It's really beautiful. Like, this is a really beautiful gown. You know, beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. The hair is cute. The paint is always really pretty. She looks fine. Like, I like this. She does not have a bad look. Alyssa Hunter looks cute. I will say that it was so quick I barely got to see the garment, but from what I saw, I like the colors. It doesn't feel like a grand costume. It just seems very like, I don't know, I'm gonna perform. It's like a performance piece. It's fine. It's fine. Cornbread in this getup. It is giving you a parody on Willow Pill's entrance of this season. Instead of angle, she has ankle with her ankle wrapped up, and she's wearing, what kind of Crocs are those? Are those Balenciagas? I feel like Balenciaga did those Crocs. I don't remember specifically, but either way, it's ridiculous. I love that the G-string line is showing because that's so hot, and I'm living. I am fully living. Is this a whole nude suit that she has on underneath? Because if so, which I think it is, the color is perfect. This is everything. Orion Story. I guess you're going for like an 80s power suit type thing. I don't know. I don't love the color of it, and it's not fitting you well. And the hair makes no sense with this. I'm sorry. White shoes, as RuPaul says. You know what that means. I love Maddie in a really bold wig. Like, this is like her zhuzh, I feel. This mullet that's really spiky at the top, and the coloring, it fits her so well. I think Maddie paints so pretty. I love this outfit on Maddie. I think it's really fun. It doesn't feel like the most polished outfit. I'm almost guessing that she made it herself. And that's not a read. It's just like, it doesn't feel like she spent thousands of dollars or even $8,000 to get this made. And it's fun. I actually like it. Kerry Colby is giving you just face. She's presenting her face, and the dress is just a cute dress. It shows off her body, which is impeccable. I just feel like it's a simple dress. It's a simple dress with a really interesting cutout in the front, but it's just that, a simple dress. Her face is really what's carrying the entire situation. She looks beautiful. That's all I gotta say. I love the color on her. It's really pretty. I love that Jasmine is repping the trans flag in her garment. I love this orange hair on Jasmine. Jasmine is starting to look younger, if that even makes sense to you, because when she was on the show, she was doing these really harsh, old school pageant wigs and spray painting her hairline, it almost felt like, and that aged her a lot. Now she's starting to look like a young, beautiful girl. She's always been beautiful, but she didn't look as young as she does now. I love this. It's really cute. It's flirty. I adore her. Y'all know I live for Deja. Love the wig. The dress seems to fit well from the little bit of it that I could see. I like the dress. I don't like the yellow in the dress. And yeah, I feel like the top, the bosom area, I don't know why she chose those two colors. Georges's leather moment is really cute, but again, everything she puts on is kind of cute, so it's like, it's a nice outfit. I'm not gagging, but it's really put together head to toe. There's nothing wrong with it. I live for Angeria's hair. Number one, the hair is everything. That's what's exciting me right now. I love the purple, the different shades. I'm not a big fan of the embellishments on the dress. It's maybe the dress needs to be twisted a little bit so that it looks more symmetrical, because you have all these lines and curves. So it looks a little bit off-centered. And as far as the jewels that she has in the stomach area, I don't know. It's not doing it for me. And Angeria has a short torso, so she needs to like give more chest when she's padding, if you know what I mean. Or maybe you don't. I don't even know if I know what I mean. Something's off about it. And I don't think she needed that specific necklace, because it's not like she's wearing a breastplate. It's just a lot. And it's all the way up like a choker. It's too much. But I love this fur. The fur, it's so cute. It's so fun. And the hair and the colors, that's what I like about it. I love Bosco's outfit. It's really fun. It's different. It's exciting. It's exciting. I love the shapes. I love the innovation of it all. Like, Bosco steps out of the box sometimes, and I appreciate that about her. No, this feels like a different look for Daya Betty. I love the gold, everything, the hair. Like, Daya looks pretty. Like, she always looks pretty, but this paint and this wig makes her look like old Hollywood type pretty. And I like that. It's like a different type of aesthetic for her. And this cat suit, she loves a cat suit. I like it. It's not something I would really imagine her wearing, to be honest, but I'm living for this. Is this like a thing for Lady Camden where she wears a lot of head jewelry and body jewelry? Maybe it's her brand now. I don't know, but I don't love this that much. It's reading kind of basic and like adding jewelry to zhuzh it up. And it's just not working for me. I like this dress for like a different period of time, a different venue, a different person. I don't like it for today on Willow at this specific venue. I don't like it. And the hair, I'm still trying to figure it out if I like it or not. So at first glance, I'm not feeling everything, so it's a no for me.
Clash of the Queens!
Bitch. What I'm saying, because I'm afraid of what the world thinks, that's not how we do over here. And I told Jasmine simply, girl, you're doing the Ms. Zost.
This little thing they're doing, the Clash of the Queens, it's cute, and it's like a fun way to bring up all the fights or dramatic scenes that happen throughout the season without outright saying like, oh, you had this nasty fight with someone, talk about it. It's like a cute little segment. I like it. I don't mind it. With Jasmine and with my good girl Cornbread, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I just thought Cornbread is a straight shooter, which a lot of viewers, I can imagine, would appreciate, and that's why she has so many fans. Even though she didn't make it that far, she had to leave the competition and practically had everyone eating out of her palms before the show even started. So what was I saying? Yes, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Cornbread just is very direct, and I feel like Jasmine handled it very well. There was a moment where Cornbread was kind of leaning in, but I feel like Cornbread was just kind of like annoyed of the situation and couldn't get out of that headspace. And I feel like they both pretty much handle it well. Like, I don't see any bad blood between them, and I love that about these two girls. They can fight and they can move on.
Is there anything you'd like to say to Daya?
I mean, I hope we have enough time, but She went in completely unfiltered. So if she said something to you, it wasn't personal. It was what she was seeing from the judges and voicing it. Was it right? No.
Wow. Now, this one was a lot. It's Jasmine versus Daya, basically. And then all of a sudden it was, you said a bunch of shady stuff about me, calling me an energy vampire, da 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 da. Then it's like, you hate me and Georges. And Georges is like, yeah, you're right. Why do you hate us, Daya Betty? What did we ever do to you? And then everyone else was like, yeah, Daya, you're a like, you're horrible. You're not a nice person. And you said a lot of foul stuff. Which, watching the season, I didn't think it was that bad. I just thought, I like this girl. She's just saying whatever's on her mind, and it's entertaining. But I guess it rubbed a lot of girls the wrong way. Like, Alyssa Hunter thought Daya was a mean girl. But there were people jumping to Daya's defense. Like, what's her face? Maddie Morphosis. I forget. Sometimes when they leave too early, it's like, ooh, who's that again? Maddie Morphosis jumping to Daya's defense and kind of coming at Jasmine in a way. I'm like, is that relationship good? Because I felt like Maddie was she still has something against Jasmine. There's something there. I feel like later on in the episode we'll see what happens. But yeah, she jumped to Daya's defense. Then you have June Jambalaya jumping to Daya's defense because she's known Daya for a long time. You know, just talking about the fact that it's just because she was stressed out in the competition. And I agree. Everyone handles stress differently. Kerry Colby mentioned it as well. When you're in a pressure cooker like this, everyone uses that same analogy for Drag Race because you're secluded, you're cut off from the world, and you just have these people to interact with, and you don't really know them that well, and then you have to compete against them. So you have to form friendships and bonds with these strangers, and at the same time try to kick them out. And yet people say that this show is not like Survivor. Anyways, it's difficult. So you have to balance how nice you are with how vicious you are. Because at the end of the day, you need to beat people. I don't know. It's sad that Daya Betty had to experience death threats, tongue-tied today, and a lot of hate from the fandom. If you guys are watching this and you've been guilty of doing that, you're weird. Get over yourself. Get a hobby outside of watching stuff on screens. It will really help you, I promise. That's not cool. We can all have opinions. We can think a queen is not nice. We can think a queen is maybe a little bitchy. We can think whatever the hell we want to think. Like, they're just not our cup of tea. We don't resonate with their drag. But it doesn't mean you should go to them directly into their DMs or underneath their comment section and tell them these awful things that you feel about them. It's okay to have strong opinions and strong feelings towards characters on TV. That's how TV shows, reality TV or scripted, that's how it's set up. But it's not okay for you to, like, attack them.
Because we was riding the van back to the hotel, and then I was sitting next to Orion, and George was in front of Orion. They were trying to slip their hand through the little crack to hold hands. And I'm a nosy bitch. So I was like, oh, girl, I see you brewing, bitch. Yeah.
Now, I must say that some of these relationships or bromances or queenmances, I don't know what to call them, I was quite unaware of. I did not know that Georges, I mean, no one knew apparently. Georges and Orion's story were having a little thing. I think that's cute because outside of drag, Orion is a really handsome boy. And I do like the mullet. I get the attraction Georges has towards Orion. I see it. It makes sense. As for Angeria and Lady Camden, I think they're just so cute. And I don't see them being anything more than best friends. I really don't see that. But they're really cute together and I love their relationship. Now, the soulmates, Cornbread and freaking Willow Pill. No, that's a dynamic duo for me because they're like two of my favorite queens from the entire season. And the fact that Cornbread got a whole tattoo of freaking Willow Pill on her body. insanity. In my opinion, because I don't have anything, I don't have tattoos. So like I could never, but that is a testament to like the love and the connection they have. And I think that's really beautiful.
Have it! Go ahead, the stage is here! Please! I just felt like welcomed and like I finally feel like I like fought that like, oh, I'm annoying, yada yada yada. I could like finally be myself.
They dive a little into Jasmine Kennedy's most iconic moments on the show, in Untucked specifically, and of course they could not do that without mentioning her fight with the first straight drag queen on RuPaul's Drag Race, Maddie Morphosis. I love that fight. It's one of my favorite fights of the entire season. Have your moment is like a really fun catchphrase that came out of it, which I live for. And I love that they're not fighting anymore. Like, they're cool. It was a moment, they both realized they were being extra and it's not a big deal. I like when this happens on the show. They have a big blow up and then it's like, yeah, we're good. Because in life, that's kind of how it goes. You fight with your family, you fight with your friends, you fight with your partners, and the next day or two or a month or maybe a year later, whatever it takes for you personally. But normally, you get over it and you move on if you love the person. And so I like that about them. Her second moment on Untucked, which was probably the next week, was her coming out as trans. Now, watching that clip is hard for me. Because it always makes me emotional seeing her that emotional. I'm one of those people that I don't cry a lot. It's very rare, far and few in between whenever a tear falls out of my eye. But watching her break down that freaking raw, it makes me feel like my walls are breaking down as well. It's like she's gnawing at my bricks and tearing them down. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to cry with you. It's like, it's not because I can relate to her situation, just putting that out there, but because you empathize with someone that's going through that type of pain. It's real. You can really see that this is not fabricated or for TV. This is her real life. And so it's hard for me to watch it, but I'm really glad she got a chance to do it. And I'm really happy about all the support she's gotten from the cast, the crew, the fans in general. And something I didn't know, because you know this season has like a historic number of trans contestants. Carrie Colby obviously came on the show as a trans woman. She made that very clear day one. And Jasmine Kennedy, she came out while on the show. I thought Cornbread came out before filming the show. But no, she didn't. It was after the show wrapped, she came out as trans. And so when the show was airing, she was already like, I'm a trans woman. So it was already out there. So we all watched it thinking, there are two trans women on the show, which there were. But at the time when it was taping, she didn't come out as trans yet, I guess. That I didn't know. But yeah, Bosco and Willow Pill also came out afterwards. And so that's pretty dope. That's 5 girls. Carrie Colby, Jasmine Kennedy, Cornbread, Bosco, Willow. 5 trans contestants in one season of Drag Race. When maybe 5 years ago, they didn't want, like, it was allegedly being said that they're not really looking for that type of representation on the show. So, growth.
You sure aren't, because you're not going to have them.
I'm getting the role of fucking saltine, and they're gonna have to drag my goddamn body out of here before I leave without it.
But I don't know where we decided that drag queens aren't huge bitches.
Listen, truer words have not been spoken. I get it that people like to watch a show with their kids and their families, and they're like, it's a family show. Yeah, I guess, kind of, but not really, whatever. Drag queens are not polite. Like, queer culture is being very catty, and there's a lot of, we can go into all the nuances and reasons why it is the way it is, but the culture of queer people, it's very catty, it's sarcastic, it's a lot of reading, you know, and reading is fundamental, didn't just come out of thin air. It's because that's the culture of the scene. And so I agree with Bosco when she says, like, who decided that drag queens had to be nice all the time? Like, the ones that I've encountered and seen their shows, and local girls and just like even drag girls, like, these people are irreverent. And if you are a part of the queer community and you have a lot of queer friends, I can imagine they're a bit irreverent too. Because my friends and I, when we greet each other sometimes, it's not with pleasantries and it's all love. So.
Oh yeah, boo. Up next, Maddie and Daddy Morphosis.
Maddie definitely deserved the Golden Boot Award because that was hideous and she deserved to go home in that look. And side note, looking back at this entire season, I didn't love a lot of what Maddie Morphosis wore. Like, it was either not fit well and baggy, ugly, cheap material, bad execution. There was a lot of hodgepodge going on with Maddie this season. But hey, she was the first of her kind.
I would have slayed a lot of these challenges. That 60s girl group challenge, I would have slayed. Snatch game, I would have slayed because y'all were not giving for that.
What season were you on?
Orion's story thinking that she would have slayed girl group challenges and Snatch game, reading the other girls, hysterical. I know she did that one-woman show that landed her in the bottom. Why do you think you'd be good at Snatch game? I don't know. I don't see it for you. Girl group challenge, you walked on the stage like you were sedated. I don't see that for you either.
I know you love the Mayflower because you always wear them pilgrim pumps.
Oh. Speaking of my pilgrim pumps, didn't your shoes come off when you lost that lips thing? Okay, speaking of things that RuPaul said in your zebra look, she said, busting out all over. That wasn't a pop culture reference. She was talking about your ill-fitting costumes, like your entrance look. Oh.
Cornbread definitely had my favorite read out of all the girls this episode, hands down. She's so quick with it. She's so funny. Can you imagine if she was allowed to be a part of the reading challenge and Snatch game? I'm excited for season 15.
Are you Team Angeria? Team Bosco? Team Diabetes? Team Lady Camden? Or Team Willow Pill? Tune in next week for the grand finale from the stage of RuPaul's Drag Race Live at the Flamingo, Las Vegas.
Well, there you have it. That was the reunion. I feel like the girls did a really decent job. There was crying, there was laughter, there was reading, there were fights, there's apologies. It had all the ingredients to make it like a really decent episode. So I'm happy with it. As far as next week goes, I still am not too clear on who I'm rooting for, and that sounds wild because I have people that are in the top 5 that I had in my top 3 since day one. But then I'm now like rethinking my entire, process of who I feel like deserves it. They're all really good. They're all competent. But which one do I see as an ultimate star? A lot of people in my DMs and a lot of my friends are like Team Willow all day, every day. And I love Willow, but I also love Angeria. And I feel like Lady Camden has really worked hard and deserves her spot. And she has the ability to go all the way and take it if she really wants to do that. Like, it's possible. I don't see it for Bosco. Sorry about it. I know a lot of people do, but I've been wanting her to go since a couple weeks ago because I was not living for what she was giving. But she's still here and she's a good queen nonetheless. And as far as Diabetes goes, like, you got to give her props. Like, from going home first to making it to the top 5 and winning multiple challenges and giving the content, the performances she gave us this season on the main stage and in Untucked and in the workroom. Like, I am a fan of Diabetes. So anybody could win. I'm gonna sleep on it. I'll let you know in the comments maybe. Until next time, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and go over to my Patreon. Love you for watching. Bye. Hey beautiful humans, you've made it this far in this video. Why not subscribe to my Patreon? You can sign up for exclusive content I don't post on YouTube, or support me making content for this channel. Speaking of, why don't you watch another video?